I think we've had changes before. If you go in the back, we had changes to city managers. They don't last too long. I think the pressure is quite a bit on this position. Not the easiest position to be with. But I feel pretty good because this gentleman's been here for a while. He's been acting as city manager for a while. He's familiar with it. I've had several meetings with him, and he's seen a lot of the emails that I've sent. And I think the message is we do have a stability, and people worry about the finance department. We all are. But at the same time, we brought Scott Simpson, who was a gentleman that was here in charge of finance and budget when the hard time that we had back when we had the deficit of $64 million. He was part of the team and part of the solution of that problem we had at that time. So I feel pretty good. I think we're going to continue to provide the services. We are going to sit down. We're going to balance the budget. And we're already going to start working on it this afternoon. Thank you.
You know, candidly, my instinct was to ask the mayor to go for a national search for city manager. And I thought that's a good plan. But I have to admit, I think if we had the national search, the best person for this job right now is Johnny Martinez. As the Florida Department of Transportation District 6 Secretary, he implemented many of the large-scale plans you're seeing across Miami-Dade County. As the Miami-Dade Director of Capital Improvement, he was equally charged with some very significant and robust building plans. As the manager, or now assistant city manager, and now manager for the city of Miami, he will equally be up to the task. I've known Johnny ever since I've been in government. He was the one that convinced me for the tunnel project. The people who've occupied his job before, Jose Abreu, Johnny Martinez, have gone on to do great things in our county and great things in our city. I really think that Johnny is the right man for this job. I think he will do a very strong job in terms of managing the city. And in terms of the financial difficulties that we face, bear in mind, last year's budget shortfall was $105 million on a $479 million budget. This year's differences are significantly different. At best, or at worst, if you will, $40 million on a potential $460 million budget. So this commission is extremely adept and extremely ready to deal with our shortfalls, as is every other city. If you're watching every other city in Miami-Dade County, they're equally facing the exact same circumstances the city of Miami faced, not this year, but last year. Because we took the prophylactic measures we needed to take last year to improve our position so that this year it is not a cataclysmic budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Commissioners. I think it was critical for the Mayor to make a very quick decision in the midst of the beginning of our budget season, in the midst of negotiations with our labor unions. I think, as Commissioner Sarnoff stated, clearly we're in a better financial position than we were last year at the same time. However, it's very, very possible that some very difficult decisions are going to have to be made this year. And so we have to begin that process as quickly as possible. And I'm comforted to know that we're going to be guided through that process by someone like Johnny, who has extensive administrative and executive experience at the Florida Department of Transportation and also at Miami-Dade County's Capital Improvements Department. I've had a great working relationship with Johnny as an assistant city manager. I find him to be someone who is resourceful, capable, and someone who gets the job done. And I look very, very much forward to working with him, not only on the things that I've worked with him in the past, but on the issues that are confronting the city of Miami this year and in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and to my colleagues of the commission, to each and every one of you. Certainly, I want to commend the mayor for acting, as my colleague Commissioner Suarez just aforementioned, swiftly. One of the things that was a concern, I'm sure, of many of us as well as many of you as well as the taxpayers and residents of the city of Miami, was continuity. That is so much a key element to moving forward, particularly in times like these. And I believe also that given his wealth of experience, the Florida Department of Transportation, as well as working in Miami-Dade County in the CIP administration form of government, he brings a wealth, notwithstanding the year and a half or so that he's been here in the city of Miami. So he is very much familiar with all of the challenges that we face. We face even a greater challenge on last year. And I believe there's a misnomer that we need to look at. I think oftentimes when a quote-unquote person is named to lead the helm or be at helm, we think that that individual has to have the total package. It's really not about one individual having the total package. It's about one individual being able to surround himself with a team that can provide that total package. And I believe we have that in place, and with his leadership, we'll be in good shape. Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations, Mr. Martinez.